Oh, this is going to be very, very good indeed. Very good. All right, let's plot a... I already have a whole bunch of spots. I guess I can. Okay. Hey, everyone. Playing Elite Dangerous again. Decided to sit down after a little while. I'm all the way in the wonderful middle of this galaxy here. I've actually, if you can see the little text down there, it means it's all Beta 2.2, which someone has recently, well, I was only recently made aware of this whole thing, is that if you installed something like the Horizons expansion for the game, you would have access to all the expansions that were in this season right now, and the Guardians being one of them. So, renamed galaxy map. It actually lists Sagittarius A star here. And for those of you who are not astronomically inclined, Sagittarius A star is the center of the galaxy. So it is the supermassive black hole at the center of the galaxy. And the reason why that I am not completely assaulted by stars at this point is because I disabled all the other spectral types just to help with the processing. That's probably why this is going so fast right now. So one of the things that they've done here, which I think is very interesting, is they've done some redoing of star effects, and I want to get out there and try it out. For some reason, my ASP feels a lot more responsive. Oh, check that out. So we have distance to the next star system, security rating, as well as my bounties, and I better not have any bounties all the way out here, and it even tells me I can press J to abort. So actually, I'm seeing all this for the first time, and hopefully you are as well. That's my giant down there. And after I get down to the core, I'm gonna head on back. Look, there's my destination. There's my star down there. They really did a whole bunch of cool stuff with this. It actually looks like it's even getting closer. Whoa. Looks a little brighter than usual. I'm not very far away, so I'm heading towards a neutron star, which is it's a very small, very dense star that's usually one of the remains of a gigantic star that's a multi-solar mass. So when a big star goes boom, usually one of the two things that happens is that it either turns into a black hole or it turns into a neutron star. Both are very dense and both have very, very apparent gravitational effects on the area around it. And I'm heading to one of them, because I actually hear that they completely redid it. Now, of course, if you've been playing the game, you'd know that neutron stars are very difficult to actually see in the previous game, the previous versions of the game actually. And they usually just appear as small points of light that are very, very difficult to sort of make out or tell a difference between anything there. Why am I not refueling? I'm pretty sure that's a fuel scoopable star. Couple of good... Ooh! Ooh, that's pretty. Look at that, you got full planet maps. Well, let's check out another one. It looks like I can see some of their more defining features from orbit. Like there's a couple of very good impact scars. So I guess if you're looking around for cool things to see, I can't zoom into those ones, but I can zoom into the moon. Little irregular, slightly peanut shaped sort of thing. That's actually really cool. I could see people. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Look at this thing. Oh boy, that's pretty big, isn't it, for a water world? Let's see. I don't remember what the... 10 times the mass of Earth. It's a little wider than Earth as well, and a decent orbital period, so if anything, I can go check that out as a curiosity. And what's cool is, since I've been traveling for so long, the Milky Way doesn't even appear as like a band across the sky anymore. It's just a ring that's all around me. And I got all these stars. All these beautiful stars. Why can't I do this for real? Damn you, laws of relativity. I do want to check it out though, because it's rather interesting. It's one of the most massive water worlds I've ever come across. Usually the planets are regular size, but look at that. That's noticeably bigger. Argon-rich atmosphere. Unfortunately not terraformable. Let's see. Surface gravity is almost 1 3/4. 4,536 atmospheres. Mostly nitrogen, a little bit of argon, no oxygen. But it is tidally locked. Well, of course. I mean, they're tidally locked to one another, I would guess. That's pretty interesting. If anything, water worlds are cool. I wonder how far away these two orbit from one another. It's got inner radius, outer radius of the rings. I kind of want to check those out. But I can check that while I'm here too. I don't know, just an interesting side trip. I wasn't expecting to find such an interesting... I gotta watch out because I am going at a quarter of the speed of light towards these things. Probably a Type 3. Nope, gas giant with water-based life. Yeah, technically a winner. I mean, not a whole lot of land mass for us to use, but interesting nonetheless. I got a couple messages too. I should check those out. So these are obviously so close enough to its star, which is an F-class star. Is it just me, or did the particle effects really improve in the galaxy in general? I don't know, it just feels different. Just feels stranger. It feels like I'm actually in a galaxy or something like that. So my plan is, of course, I'm going to get on top, land on top of one of these things. Look at that. That's a pretty wide ring system. And it's actually knocked a little bit off axis as well. That's cool. Let's just coast right over the rings. Get nice and close. I mean, otherwise, aside from the big impact crater I saw earlier, it's not a very geologically impressive world. Very few of these metal content worlds generally are. I think the rings improved as well. I don't know, things just feel a little bit more polished. I'm still waiting for those shepherd moons to come in. Shepherd moons would be awesome. Awesome to have. If I get down onto the pole, I'll actually have a good view of the rings. And I actually want to get down to a position where I can see the binary planet, see the rings, and see the sun at the same time, because, well, that would just be photogenic now, wouldn't it? Those stars look like a little circle down over there. You see that? Just to the right of there? Just to reduce speed.
Landing gear deployed.
So it's actually rolling hills, it looks like. Actually, let's put my speed to 0. Okay. There we go. Excellent. A little close for comfort, 15 meters off the ground. But I stopped. I stopped it. Let's see. There's gotta be somewhere I can put this bird down. Up. I saw that. That's my parking spot. Right there. There we go. Safe and sound. Did they improve the ground textures at all? I don't know. Just something seems different about all of it. Yeah, it really does. It looks like there's little pebbles here. I don't remember the ground textures looking like that. That's new. Good on you, Frontier. You're actually doing good work here. It's just perfect. So I'm actually going to get that as well. Actually, I'm going to get the asp in the shot as well. I didn't plan this. I just picked a location on the map, and it just worked for me. I'm sorry, I'm clipping through the ground. I didn't mean to do that. Got to frame it properly. Rule of thirds. Rule of thirds. A very, very important aspect of any photography venture. Make it look appealing. And so, I wonder if I can get the sun, the asp in there at the same time. No, I can't, but I can do the next best thing. I can just frame this properly. There we go. That's a screenshot right there. There we go. Okay, it was Control Shift G. That's how I. Okay, connection error. Apparently doing that, I didn't like that very much. This actually reminds me of a time where I was, where I dropped out of Super Cruise just a little bit too early when I was going to a space station. My drop put me almost 100 kilometers away from the actual station itself, and I needed to get there, and it was too short of a distance to travel, so I just went about 100 kilometers in my ASP, just straight to the station. It was very, very odd to do, especially since it was actually there. I mean, it was actually a physical object. I could see it in the distance. I can actually see the station rotating like that, but I've never seen it like that before. They actually did a very decent job of actually putting objects at their actual distance. And like I said, this is just a real-time flight from 40 kilometers. So that actually says, what is it, like the border from the ground to space, like the border of space to the Kármán line, is about 100 kilometers off the surface of the Earth? You know what'll be interesting is as time goes by, they'll probably add they'll probably that took off like 7 points of damage right there. Eventually they're gonna add things, I think, like temperature. So once we have planets with atmosphere, it'll make a difference whether or not like our SRV can survive certain hits or not. Or not certain hits, but certain environments. This is more or less exactly like how much time the Apollo astronauts spent on the moon, except like I'm not on the moon, and the gravity is actually much higher. And the environment is probably much more hostile as well now that I think about it. And there are my tracks that I left before. Like I said, I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time down here. I just wanted to drive around just a little bit. Okay, let's go back inside. I'd like to get in my ship, thank you very much. Here we go. These sort of skis me out for whatever reason. Because these are non-sequence stars, it's gonna plop me pretty damn close.
4, 3.
Okay, I think I zeroed my throttle, but I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna make sure that it's nice and zeroed upon release. Man, that's bright. Okay, I'm zeroed. Look at that. That's awesome. Less than a light second away. That's pretty close. Really cool. Really, really cool. So even if we're heading right towards it, actually, I'm not going to be heading right towards it because I'm going to point in the other direction. Or I'm going to point away from it. That's damn cool. See, that's a neutron star, boys and girls. A rapidly spinning star with ejecting radio and plasma waves coming from the poles. So really, I'm looking at the star from a 90-degree angle. Let's orient properly. That's kind of what it would actually look like. Let's take a look. There's actually two stars in this system. And the neutron star is, of course, much more denser than the looks like a K-class that it's orbiting around. Surface temperature is almost 9 million degrees Kelvin. Unfortunately, it doesn't give me a rotation time, which I think is a little bit interesting. You can still see the gravitational lensing. I'm more or less clear from it. And at least with something like this, I get a little bit of warning. Oh, that is gorgeous. It is really cool. The wonders of the universe is represented through video games. And I do think that they are art. Something like this is pretty hard to argue not. Okay. Let's get moving. Let's go down there. Oh my god, this looks fantastic. All these planets just look fantastic. I don't know what it is. It just feels good. I also prefer touching down than just sitting in space when I log out. I don't know. I just have an irrational fear of my ship getting destroyed somehow when I'm up there. At least here when I'm touched down on the ground, I mean, like, well, what'll hurt me? The odd asteroid strike, aliens, or something like that. Glide engaged. We are coasting.
Landing gear deployed.
You were being lit by the whole galaxy. Not to mention the giant, well, the gas giant. I'm wondering how much light something like that would give off. But that looks pretty scenic, now doesn't it? Okay, I'm gonna get a little bit closer. There we go, lined up. Let's sit down. Nice flat land. I am so grateful for that. We are secured.